Or should I stay?
Hey everyone, welcome back to Occultist Anonymous as we venture forth once more into a sea of stars. As always, thank you for loving and supporting us, and thank you to our folks out there in Patreon land that specifically donate towards our funding equipment updates and art updates and all that kind of thing for our main campaigns. And special thanks to Adele, Alice, Al, Alexander, Alpha Wolf, Asterisk, Asterisk Anathema, Bernie, Buck Gregory, Chris, Doc, Emil, Ethan, George, I'm the Real 06, James, John, Josh, Camo, Cat Feathers, Klaus, Leroy, Melissa, Milo V3, Ms. Grumpy, Moku, Moza D Minor, Other Guy, Perry, Foog, Porter, Puppeteer, Roar, Riding Roman Robots and Revolting Regarding Repugnant Rain.
Yes.
Riafio, Ryan, Sean, Shixara, Thomas, Toast, Vincent, Vortex Falcon, Y Gender when you can serve the Iron Pyramid, Zoltan, and Aethernalis. We appreciate y'all. When last we left off, we were in the midst, even, of a mission to put the engine Diana through some testing after it had been potentially compromised by some of the squiggly innards of the Leviathan Cerberus on our first mission of the series. Ash was not here, you may remember, but her character Lily was tasked with being the test pilot for running Diana through some changes, and our other pilots here were tasked with sort of escorting and putting her through some paces and exercises and drills. They promptly decided to go buck wild.
Well.
Malphus, they're really pushing
Alcibiades
engines to the test and sort of going max speed just at the edge of the atmosphere. And not to be outdone, Janice just full on leaps directly out of the cradle in Medea, causing a bit of devastation in the hangar bay of the Argo, and launched straight out of the atmosphere, pushing herself and the mech to its limits, and unfortunately falling into eclipse.
Yeah.
Saraia was sort of following behind in Sisyphus, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
In the mech Sisyphus, and is sort of wondering why everyone has gone off the deep end. And as we came around and caught up with what Janice was doing, falling into eclipse, she decided to give in to some of the impulses of Medea and fully sort of lost control to the mech. And we left off on a bit of a cliffhanger of Medea slamming Diana into one of the moons of Mars, Phobos. So that's where we'll pick up. Still mid-mission. And we'll start before that impact. And Lily in the pilot seat, already stressed out from your own life as a pilot. Do you want to introduce us to Lily real quick?
Lily she was not supposed to be a pilot. She was on the tech track. She was meant to be a mechanic and to work on the machines. Until they were working, it would have been in the last season when the place was attacked. There weren't people immediately around, so she had to hop into one of them and try to
Just
defend
give it a
Bastion.
shot.
Yeah. And it worked. And so she got reclassed,
Mm-hmm.
and has been trying to deal with that.
Mm-hmm. I would say one of the things that puts stress on your life is that is absolutely top secret. That this has been happened, because it would mean that the selection process of the oracles would be flawed or incomplete.
Ooh, yeah.
So yeah, you are pushing Diana pretty hard and getting the run of the systems and everything. She's like a big spindly mech with a big like missile launcher bow with a quiver of like, you know,
Orbisals.
30-foot long missiles in her on her back. And like sirens and proximity alarms and stuff go off, and there is just a like black streaking beacon of something coming right at you out of your like from behind, and kind of impacts, and we'll let you have a reaction there, and you're like imminently about to be just like slammed into Phobos. What do you do?
I know that this is Janice, right?
It would be wild to assume that it's not someone that's not one of your co-pilots. Yes.
Yeah, can I attempt to sort of dodge, I guess?
Yeah.
Dodge Phobos.
Dodge the impact. Like, I get like a split second to see that this is about to happen, and to just try to be nimble and get out of the way so I'm not immediately slammed into the moon.
Absolutely. Oh, go ahead, and since you weren't here to do downtime activities, why don't you go ahead and take 2 links with Diana.
Cool.
We'll assume that you did some bonding with your mech you were going to take on the mission and stuff like that. Those can be spent to give yourself some bonuses. Number one of which would be to get +2 dice on an action while you're piloting that mech. It sounds like you want to do a flow.
Yeah.
To kind of wiggle out of the way and and be very smooth about it. This is going to be, I think, a risky position. Standard effect.
So if I spend 1 link, I get 2 dice.
Because of our series ability.
Links and helping each other gets extra boosts.
Oof.
Wait, do you have no flow?
There's no dots of flow. Yep.
Oh.
I have
You have
1.
transcendent dot.
Oh, okay.
But you're not transcended. You especially are not transcended.
Yeah.
We may want to tell everybody at home about what unlikely hero means.
Yes. You cannot transcend. You cannot get special armor. You get bonuses for downtime activity. You get bonuses from connecting with people. You only get the ability to transcend when you are the only one that can save your friend. You discard this ability and get one called Hero's Destiny instead.
So just to put that out there, when Malphus is being really mean to Lily, this is why, y'all.
You don't even go here.
Yep.
Yeah, so 3 here. I think this is you come around and you see the streak of Medea closing in on you and try and get out of the way, but that engine is hungry and feral and suddenly just collides with you, and the 2 of you slam into the moon, making a gigantic crater. And I think this is gonna be what's our consequence here? I think this is gonna be a strength of the of the engine that you're in.
Or Diana.
One strength off of Diana.
I'll fix that up.
Cool. As she just takes some damage and yeah, she's not doing great.
She was already hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Good resist if you want.
Yeah, you can resist this consequence.
How do I do that?
This would be rolling sun because it's a physical thing, and you would take 6 minus your roll of stress.
Oh wait, how much stress do you have?
I got 5.
Yeah, we
Oh,
rolled
two
her downtime
eclipses.
stress, and she also rolled a 1, and not great.
I'm gonna see a double eclipse.
Now, that said, just for clarity, you can also spend those links that you have with Diana to clear stress.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point.
Yeah, 1 link clears 2 stress.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's right.
I think I'll do that. I'll clear 2 and then try to resist.
Sounds great.
a
Roll
great
sun
plan.
whenever you're ready. A 3.
That's
Oh,
not
pretty
bad.
good. Yeah.
So net 1, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Do you notice that the moon starts covering the sun when you fill it in? It's so cool.
That's
I
so
didn't realize
good.
that.
Chris
Full
is
self,
such a
you know,
nerd about this
Yep.
roll 20 character
they're
sheet.
so good.
I love it. That's
Really
so
well
good.
done.
It is really very good.
Okay. Uh,
Can I make a
Saraia.
comment about that real quick?
Oh,
I
yeah,
was
sure.
hoping that the sheet would shift in color palette.
Oh,
Like
that'd be
first,
cute.
once you went into
could be
Eclipse, like
kinda
you could
cool.
press a button and it would.
Mm-hmm. Go to dark mode.
Yes, exactly.
I think it is a few minutes later that Malphus and Saraia are.
Okay, so
Sort of
she
arriving.
gets her strength back. She didn't lose
Oh,
it,
yeah,
right?
let me.
Yeah,
Correct.
I put it back.
Yep. So Malphus and Saraia, you arrive onto the scene and see a sort of tangle of Diana and Medea in a crater on the moon.
And for our purposes, this is way off mission.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, okay.
For sure.
Um,
Potential harm to the engine and pilots
mhm.
from friendly fire is way off. And you can hear, like, not just Persephone, who was sort of doing sort of comms for the mission, but now like FELTs is yelling in your ear, like, what the fuck are you doing out there? And like they're like dispatching I mean, it's gonna be a time before they get here, but they're dispatching some of the fighters and stuff. Because again, the Argo was still docked with the city, so
Yep.
And then also, Ralph, could you remind us all what breaks you out of Eclipse?
Yes. You escape Eclipse when your fated person defies your predictions and shows you they can alter the course of fate. Change either your fated person, their fate, or both.
Right.
And
No pressure
as
on me.
Janice expressed. Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
That's
Step
the
it
only
up.
thing that's gonna happen. I have an idea for a flashback too, considering we just
Okay.
got rewind return. That might be fun for the narrative. But can I offer a little bit of color as well before you
Sure.
proceed with their actions? When they arrive, they see Medea, right? Because Medea is effectively in control now, rather than Janice. Janice has surrendered herself to the impulses of Medea, which feels much more satisfying to no longer have this responsibility. And Medea is trying to rip the missile carrier, the quiver, off the back, like a beast, a hound, once it's started to harry its prey. These things are sturdy, so I imagine it's not just
Yeah.
going to rip off, but
No,
there's the mouth is now down on Diana's back.
extremely Evangelion content here.
Yeah, there we go. Awesome.
Saraia, what do you do?
So they're in a tangle.
This one is trying to eat me.
Yeah. This doesn't really seem like a mediation sort of thing. I think this is more of a hold them back thing. So
Mhm.
I'm going to try and interpose Sisyphus between them and sort of break it up, give
Sounds
them a
great.
chance to get cooler heads prevail.
How are you?
Um, I'm imagining this might be a flow.
I could do flow.
But if you think something else, that's
Defy is also pretty good.
Can I?
How about it? Empathize to get into the mech, saying, "Yeah, you got her. You got her. You can. You've proved yourself."
Yeah, okay. Using the engine itself to sort of
Yeah.
okay.
Because
From a f-
yeah, I think Janice wouldn't do this. I think this is the engine sort of taking over. Is my theory.
great. Love that. This is exceptionally clever.
Yeah.
So by all means, please take a bonus die from
Awesome.
Sisyphus.
Cool. Risky or desperate?
I think this is desperate. I think that's with Lily having failed that roll, situations get worse, right?
Mm-hmm. If I could standard 1 die, and I can.
Can I? It's been one of my Sisyphus links to support the action.
Sure.
Cool. Because I figure Sisyphus and the
Mhm.
connection that Janice built would probably be invested in that.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So if I push myself and I get a bonus die, and then I get a die from the link.
2 die.
You get
from
two
that.
Two
dice,
dice
so you
from
don't
the
have to push
link.
yourself.
I
You
don't
already
think
maxed
you would.
out.
I mean, you can go to 5 dice if you want, but
Oh,
that
okay.
seems like
Yeah.
generally overkill, I feel like, but you never know.
Makes
Okay,
sense.
well, I'll go with 3 then.
I think you have 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was going to do 4. I'll take the
Oh,
6.
6. Hell yeah. Yeah, you kind of like land down, and we've established that Sisyphus is kind of more beefy and stockier. You kind of settle down onto the surface with a solid like chunk and a little bit of moon dust and crater
And smash that
debris.
big mace down to try and separate them.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
The boulder on a stick.
Yeah.
And you kind of just like reach out and put Sisyphus's hand on Medea, and it's like great. It's like this giving off this like great job,
Mhm.
Cool. Yeah.
Successful hunt.
successful hunt sort of thing. And there's this like kind of feral like turned up to look at you. Medea's like on all fours, like hunched back and everything. Extremely Evangelion content.
Yes.
And there's a bit of a like relaxation as it kind of pulls up and leaves Diana sort of smashed into the moon a bit. Malphus.
Especially because Craig, thank you, because I was split between 2 actions. You handled one of them, so this makes this much easier for me. Specifically, I want to gather information. And I'm going to use empathize specifically on Janice. And then depending on that roll, I'll ask the question.
Sounds great.
Cool. I'm going to spend one of my links with Janice, my last one. So I will take. Oh wait, no. I
Nope.
have to spend the link to give them a bonus. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I will push myself, take 2 stress,
Mm-hmm.
and now I will spend that link to get rid of that 2 stress.
Sounds great.
It's like, yeah, let's just go and get rid of that.
It's a shame nobody had a link to me.
Yeah,
Because I have an ability that if you have a link to me, you can use it on anyone.
it's so good. We're doing this for Lily.
Mm-hmm.
What position are we in for this?
This is going to be risky.
Okay. I thought it
Risky
was fun.
standard. And Craig, you marked XP for that roll?
Yep. Thank you.
Perfect.
I'm pushing myself is 2 bonus die before I roll, right?
Pushing yourself is 1 bonus die.
1 bonus die. Cool. Thank you. That's why I ask. Oof.
3.
One question then.
1 question.
Cool. That's fine. First, though, I am going to get my free. When I gather information, I can always ask, "Where's my rival? What are they doing?" for free.
Awesome.
Who is your rival currently?
Janice.
Yeah.
Your rival is. How does this feel? Because this is empathize. So this is like gut feeling and connections between you and stuff like that. And your rival is, I'm gonna say, not all there.
Cool. And then for my actual question from the actual roll, what are your secret pains?
Hmm.
Rival has the outsider has some really good questions.
That's a really good question. How do you want me to answer that?
Preferably something that gives Malphus a clue on how to get you out of Eclipse.
Okay. Secret pain is responsibility.
Yep, especially giving into it's like, nah, we'll just let Medea. Yeah, okay, I dig that. So over the private chat that the pilots have, and I think we established that Persephone is in on it, right? Yeah. Just like Malphus hasn't even landed in Alcipe. Just kind of drawn back a little bit, kind of doing that hover above, because that's Malphus. And just like Janice, this isn't you. You don't give these. Well, hang on. You don't give into this stuff.
You hear a grating of teeth as you talk.
Like Bill Murray and Caddyshack.
Yeah, exactly.
Long.
Drew, I'm
Yeah.
gonna give you a choice
Mm-hmm.
for some consequences here.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
Do you want to take harm from the emotional feedback of just this like wall of like self-loathing and stuff like that, or do you want me to introduce a complication?
No, I'm good to take some harm.
Okay. This is just gonna be a level 1 harm.
Mm-hmm.
And you can call it like emotional shock.
Cool.
Excellent. Janice,
Yes.
what do you do?
I think that Janice is very much enjoyed that primal surge
Mm-hmm.
of blasting forth, pouncing on Diana, and then being congratulated for success. I think that Sisyphus and Saraia were so effective in that there isn't a moment's territoriality that comes forward. It's first to bask in the congratulations of, yes, that's right, I did what I was supposed to do. So then Malphus's voice comes through saying, you're better than this, reminding Janice of, one, her secret pain, and also of what she's trying not to have to bother with right now. And she feels a surge of defensiveness and frustration. So then I imagine that Sisyphus could feel like rippling fur. I know we haven't said that Medea has fur necessarily, but like the effect of like the skin rippling along the shoulders and haunch of Medea, and as Medea and Janice push Sisyphus off, articulating all the legs, and then orient towards Sisyphus, orient towards Alcipe and Malphus in an aggressive posture. And then Medea's mouth snarls back, again, the teeth exposed, And Janice says through the comms in an overly loud voice, "What do you know of what I need to do?" And I have an idea for a flashback, if that's okay.
Okay.
I'd say that we didn't finish that conversation that Janice and Malphus had because it was more appropriate for it to go, to just
Mhm.
proceed and we move on to other stuff.
Mhm.
But imagine that Janice had decided to confide in Malphus just a little bit by describing an incident she had with an engine, but she didn't say that the engine happened in this timeline. She just said, "I had an experience where I realized it was important to pay attention to what was happening and try and keep control of my emotions. So the reason why I'm trying to get you to appreciate what Persephone is telling us is because sometimes you can make mistakes in how you're feeling and get led along by what the engine wants." So she would have told you a word.
A secret catchphrase.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm happy to roll if you think that's necessary. I want to take some stress.
You don't get to take any more stress. Stop that.
I mean, you can actually, but
Yeah.
I would
I do
say
have rewind
this
return, so-
qualifies as a. What is rewind return? This is your new ability.
Yeah, it's the one that you appropriately convinced me would be quite useful. One less
Yes.
stress than normal and
Yeah, so I was
flashbacks.
going to say this would be a one stress thing because it's essentially a good grounds for an aid, another a help action to get Malphus to get you to kill your shit.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So it would be one stress, so it can just be free, and we can
Cool.
to that in a second.
Awesome.
But like this, you're just squared up, but then something about it is reminding Malphus of.
We cut to
This is quite different than what she was saying earlier today.
Yeah.
cut to the grayscale, flashback moment of this
Mhm.
conversation. Yeah. And I think Malphus just basically, kind of calling on that says, "Listen, you and I both know I don't do responsibility. That's not my thing. But," and cut to the in the cockpit shot of him looking down at Lily. It's we are still a team. And we take care of one another because nobody else will. Sorry, Persephone. I don't care what responsibilities you've taken on to yourself, except that we're still a team. And currently you are damaging perfectly good hardware.
You hear the grating of teeth again, which probably seems like Janice is avoiding saying something, snarling again.
Which of you is, I think, the most perceptive in this scene of other things that are going on?
Anybody but Malphus.
I got
Lily
one
is
moon,
not paying attention.
but no perceived odds. I'd say that Janice is quite distracted. And you know what? Actually, I'm going to say that Janice isn't paying attention to anything but what's right in front of her.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Right? We're eclipsed. She's like, it's not my job. I do that all the time. You fucks need to do it.
Saraia, I would like you to make a perceive roll for me.
Risky, desperate.
Risky, standard. You're fairly focused on what all is going on, but you realize that there's some sort of noise coming over comms.
Yes.
I'm gonna push myself.
Okay.
This seems important. I get 2 dice for that, right?
Pushing yourself gives you 1 dice.
Okay.
All good.
Mm-hmm.
That's an actual 2 dice roll, yeah.
But the first one was a 6, so
Yeah, with a 6, you recognize there's some cross-channel like radio happening, and you're able to like tune into the sound, and you hear a still extremely crackly voice that is essentially hailing you.
us collectively or me personally?
Collectively.
Okay.
Brothers, sisters, I'm down here on the mountain. And it's just that over and over again. And you're able to tune in, and the signal is coming from the top of a very large mountain.
The big volcano.
Awesome.
I've lost its name. It's the largest mountain.
Distress beacon.
It's incredibly relevant to this series theme.
Mm-hmm.
Olympus Mons.
Yeah. Tallest in the solar system, baby.
I wasn't sure if that was on Phobos or not. Okay.
It's on Mars.
It's on Mars.
Okay. Yeah, that was the issue I was running into there. Okay.
You're out on the moon, and the signal is coming from the top of the... Did you know this mountain extends above Mars's atmosphere?
Yeah.
It's big.
Imagine if you
Absurd.
could go climbing and you had to put on a spacesuit.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. It is crazy.
Yeah.
Instead, we're dealing with capitalism.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So Saraia, you have. There seems to be some sort of signal coming from down below. It reads just like all like ancient communications, and it you feel it emotionally, like the connection is like engine to engine, not someone speaking over comms. And so the brother sister comment comes across a lot
Differently.
more understandably.
Yeah.
So, if this is an engine, it's been there a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been alone for a long time, which just is like nails on a chalkboard
For harmony.
Saraia. So just blurts out, I think I got a signal from an engine, and shoots off right for Mars.
Yes.
We were having a moment.
You were having a moment.
It's true.
Lily,
Mhm.
you hear this communication from Saraia, and I think you've had enough time to sort of pick yourself up out of this crater. What are you doing? And there is chatter from, I think you've all sort of managed to just block it out, but like there is just constant chatter from all of your superiors and everything like that. Like, what's going on? And then they've now realized that Saraia has had some sort of communication.
Yeah, I'm definitely chasing after her just because, like, this is... You should not be going there by yourself based off of a random communication from a thing.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to, like, grab and stop her because she's got a head start, but I'm going to at least, I guess, go for backup.
Sure. Are you like studying the scene? Are you trying to catch up? Are you
Trying to catch up.
okay? Yeah, could be flow again. Could be defy.
I don't have any points in any of these.
Yep.
How you get XP.
I'd roll defy, I guess.
Okay. So that's more of like pushing physically to catch up, and
Yeah.
no, Saraia, you can't just go off by yourself.
Is it risky standard?
Risky standard.
Nope. I feel like the engine is not quite
Not
up
vibing
to
with
this
you.
right now.
Yeah, it's taking some damage. It doesn't feel like it trusts you a lot right now. What is Diana's motivations again?
Imperious.
Brave Imperious. It knows better.
It might be a brave thing that might get an extra die. Well, extra die wouldn't help.
I mean, being tackled and being put on
actually,
a
that would help.
probably angry.
I think it's imperious to like know what's better for someone, so you can mark XP for that roll because of the impulse.
awesome.
So you mark XP
In the sun track.
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect. I think the consequence here is that you do catch up, and you get out in front of Saraia. It's like, wait, hold on. There's something. We can't just go in there. Who knows what's down there? We got to check it out. And as you're kind of playing defense a little bit, over your shoulder, there's like the equivalent of like a sniper sight, as y'all are like actually in Mars' atmosphere.
Yes.
And you see this like triple like predator dot sniper
the reticule. Yes.
on like on Sisyphus's chest, like over your shoulder, aimed at Sisyphus.
Okay. Yeah, can I try to like shove them
Get down, Mr. President.
away? Yeah.
So this is protecting. This is essentially you jumping in the way of consequences. So yeah, you just like square up and turn around, and a blast, just a raw energy blast, just like slams directly into you. And this is gonna be a level 2 harm.
Oh crap!
Very bad.
Mm-hmm. You can feel the like, just this like impulse, like special beam cannon bullshit, just like blasting, and it is sniper accurate directly to your core. Is like at you in the cockpit, right? And you can feel it like frying systems, and all of that is like feedback into your nerves and stuff. So I think we'll call this burnout.
Ooh, yeah.
Nerve burnout or something like that. You can resist it, but you're definitely at risk of going into eclipse with that. You do have that other link with Diana, though.
I spent both of them.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah, I spent one to get bonus dice and then one to resist.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Yeah, no, I'm probably just gonna take the harm and be angry. It's just like I'm gonna yell at Saraia just as I am in this cockpit, fried, shot,
Slammed into a moon.
slammed into a moon. I'm having a bad day.
Yep. Could you all get your shit together, please?
Seriously. Just like round on her, like, and that is why you don't go rocketing to the planet.
So yeah, there is like an entire just like section of atmosphere that's like vaporized by this like sniper beam.
Ooh, cool.
And it like goes around Saraia, or around Lily and Saraya's mechs as it sort of like Diana takes the brunt of it, but does manage to shield Sisyphus and scatters off into space. And Janice and Malphus can definitely see this is happening.
Excellent. So I have a question. Janice would do something, but it's going to be influenced by what the result of Malphus's conversation with her was. I think you were saying that the flashback could function as an aid another to him then trying to maybe snap her out of things. Is that a role we're going to do, or was that just part of the
Yeah, if you
narrative?
want it to have an effect, it would be a roll for sure.
Okay, gotcha.
But yeah, and for me, I think I might follow up with the express thing, because he's empathized once, and it's like, no, listen, this is why we need to do this. And I think especially if the two of them have gone off, it's like, all right, listen, the two of us are the only two good pilots here. It's this beam between the two of them, right? Because Saraia is so in touch with her emotions that she cries when engines are upset at her, and Lily is Lily. So
doesn't even belong here,
right? So I'm gonna go save their asses, and I need somebody else with me.
Ooh, that's good. That's real good. That's
roll.
touching on exactly what she's worried about.
So risky lesser effect or limited effect because of my harm, right? Less
yeah,
effect.
because it's emotionally based harm, it does apply here, so it'd be less effect.
Not transcendent, and I will take the 2 from the help.
Well, I think it's starting at great effect. I think this is a very good tact, so
Okay.
it would be bumped
Makes
down
sense.
to standard because
Cool.
of your injury.
Oh no, I'm so gonna complain about. Okay, cool.
This is awesome. Yes,
6-1-1. You love
that
to
was
see
so
that.
good. You know what that seems like? Seems like
That's-
you're defying predictions.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I would say this definitely qualifies to pull.
and I
Cool
think
chance
for
out of it.
for like to add a little flavor now that I do have the 6. For me, I think this is where Janice can actually see Malphus does care. Malphus does want to do this shit, but he refuses to put on the facade that he's happy with the situation, right?
Okay,
And you know, and same thing with like Flash. Going back to the previous conversation, yeah, he gives Persephone a lot of shit, but then he goes and reads the stuff that Persephone asked, right?
Yeah.
Will you roll me one more die?
A single die.
Yep.
Okay.
Because this is a very brave thing you're doing.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Crit.
Yes. Yes.
Sure, I'll take that.
Yeah, so Janice, you are welcome to come out of Eclipse
Okay. Cool.
and clear, I think, 1 stress.
All right. Excellent.
Normally, you would just come out and be back, I believe.
Yep. And still at risk.
Still at risk, but
Yeah. It's a crit.
um,
Makes sense.
or yeah, because a critical success on resisting Eclipse clears you down to 4.
Yeah. Releases
Um,
5. So
what stat was that you rolled? Empathize is Sun, right?
Mm-hmm.
Drew, you can give yourself 1
In Sun?
no, 1 recovery track.
heck yeah.
Oh, right. I forgot that's the thing. Cool.
Yeah, so you sort of give this speech and fly off and to go meet whatever threat has just happened.
Oh,
And
I mean, yeah, and because for me that's going to be going. Well, no, I don't need to go transcendent just yet. Yeah.
Well. I got an idea.
second.
This
Let
might
me
be cool.
finish.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Chris. Yeah.
So yeah, you fly off, and I think there's this moment of Janice sort of catching her breath and centering herself, and maybe a little bit of a blush.
Yeah, definitely. Totally embarrassed.
Yeah. But also like I think from Janice's perspective, as we get this scene of this sort of speech from Malphus, there's a overlay of this like much more heroic,
Yes.
broad-shouldered version of him that you see for a second.
Yes, cool.
Broad-shouldered.
That is awesome.
He's
That
like
is great.
actually had like, you know, food to
Food.
eat and things. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what you
wasn't like-
could have been.
That's right. That's fantastic.
Yeah, so what do you do about this?
Janice is going to go transcendent.
Okay.
Because I think this is a dramatic situation.
Mhm.
And Medea shifts away from that feral look into a more sleek, controlled predator.
Mm-hmm.
And then Janice says to Malphus, just being between the two of them, I owe you thanks. I'll express them later. And then she pauses and she says, let's try this again. Follow my lead. And she's going to try and use Analyze to leap off Phobos and jump down the ionized hole in the atmosphere, blocking Alcipe, so that Alcipe is can't be seen by the sniper shot, so that the way she hopes, then they're both in an ideal position when they get down there. Unless you think it'd be something else.
Don't
Fine.
think that outcome is Analyze,
Okay, fair enough.
but I think Analyze is a good action to do here.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Finding exactly where the threat is, like making a plan and
Yeah, all right.
and leading the plan is for sure good, but like I don't think it's a defensive of other people action.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Right.
Fair enough. Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, you're starting off with 3 base die there because you're transcendent.
Excellent.
I don't know that any of the virtue or impulses apply here.
I don't think so.
Um,
It's not a powerful action. Or
Right.
hungry or feral.
yeah.
If she were in Sisyphus as she had planned, it would be.
Yeah, it would have been clever.
Yep.
Does anyone could spend 1 stress to help? Or a link.
I have a stress that I can spend. Not stress about it.
Okay. So if this action succeeds, then Janice will clear a stress as well.
Sweet. Alrighty, let's do it.
Oh,
Analyze.
Malphus, you can clear 1 stress because the flashback was an assist
Oh, that's
yeah.
right.
and the action succeeded. So
Is this risky? Position are we in?
I think this is desperate.
Okay. All
This
right,
thing
sounds
just
good to me.
like laid a perfect sniper shot and you have no idea exactly where it is on this, mountain that takes up a chunk of hemisphere.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, and the effect standard?
Mhm.
Okay. All right, transcendent, yes. Bonus die, 1. Ooh, yeah.
6. Make sure you
Mark
mark
there.
XP.
Technically,
We
2
got
bonus
desperate.
die, because assisting
one.
is within the series.
Assisting lets them clear a stress. Spending a link gives them 2 dice.
Oh, okay. Okay. Cool.
All right, I'll
I
get
was
rid of 1
combining.
stress. That was nice. And I did mark XP and put it in flow.
Yeah, we see your from your cockpit. We haven't exactly said what kind of arrangement, and maybe they're all different, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think in this moment you are in a full G Gundam sort of platform,
Yes,
acting out what you're doing and stuff
yes.
like that.
Medea, definitely. Yeah.
And I think there's
Yeah.
this almost clawing apart the atmosphere to be able to
Ooh.
zoom in, right?
Yes.
And with your sort of predator like eagle eyes, you spot what looks to be, I mean, still very far away, but what looks to be an engine with a big like shoulder mounted
Cool.
like
Railgun.
ion cannon. Yeah.
You spot what shot me.
Yeah. And I think with the 6, you can tell there's something strange about it. I mean, you'd be able to just like guess that based on it's a lost engine and there's
Just
definitely
shot
not a
at
pilot
us.
in there, right?
Yeah.
And you're able to like put it on everybody else's targeting and stuff like that.
Sweet.
Saraia.
So this is gone, I think, fully pear-shaped in Saraia's mind. But you're still left with there's an engine down there that's been alone for a really long time.
It shot me.
It shot your friend.
I think she's still gonna reach out to empathy to convince it that we're not a threat.
Sure. Empathize seems cool. You can do that over the like the tuned in channel you've gotten and stuff like that.
And like engine to engine is what I'm
Mhm.
trying for.
This
Because
will
if
be
there's no pilot there, there's no one to connect with on that level. So
Maybe there is.
this would be a desperate action.
right.
I think it
And-
will have limited effect.
That's true. You're trying to do an engine. Yeah.
I am pushing it myself.
Okay. Are you pushing yourself for a dice?
Yes.
Okay.
Because you can push for effect, right?
You can push for effect as well if you want.
I'm trying to decide if I'm going to go transcendent or not.
Well, we can do it every mission.
Yeah. I think I'm going to sit on it for now.
Okay.
And one bonus
You
dice.
don't have a transcendent dot and empathize, so it's not like
That's
Yeah.
true.
super necessary at the moment.
You take that 4.
4's pretty good, but it is desperate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think
And I'm perfectly content with that desperate roll if the consequences that it focuses on me instead.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you the consequences here in
Sure.
a second. Make sure, you did mark your thing, so
Mhm.
you can get a dot because you filled out your sun track. You can get a dot
Okay.
immediately, basically. You don't have to like wait for downtime for upgrades.
Okay.
Especially because like unveiling new abilities in a fight is classic medical
anime.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, so you just sort of reach out and you're trying to just like emotionally connect with like hunter to hunter. Like this thing is a sniper and you're in Diana, or you're not in Diana, sorry, never mind. You're in Sisyphus.
Mhm.
So I think it's more of just like there's no need to attack us. We are your brothers. You just called out to us. And you get back a brief moment of like the engines connecting and you seeing through that cockpit through this engine's eyes, and before you are assaulted by just a wave of like crushing psychic force, you see that there is a on the readout there is a readout that the left leg has sustained damage,
Mhm.
and you're able to like look down and see that it is maimed and entangled and sort of dragging behind this engine, is standing with most of its weight on one foot. And the ion cannon is up on its right shoulder, and in its right arm is this like dripping black ichor covered hammer. And then you are crushed with psychic force.
Is there an emotional component or flavor to that psychic force?
It's like despondence of being ignored and forgotten and being lesser among betters and treated as such. Anyone want to put a name to this thing? Anybody picking up what I'm putting down? Yeah. You gonna fight Hephaestus on Mount Olympus?
Mons, yeah.
The main arm is good.
Yeah, we're just doing a little mission to put a mech through some paces. Duh.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's not like you and the mechs also are already in. You and the Leviathans are already in tier 2. You know.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
At this point, like, well behind the. Lily, you are, or sorry, Saraia, you are gonna take tier 2 harm of crushing loneliness.
Dang.
To harmony, nonetheless.
I still got
Can
2
resist
links.
if you wish.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You have 2 free stress right now.
Can I spend some of those Sisyphus links to help you with that, or eliminate some of that stress?
Yeah, you could spend it
Okay.
to clear 2 stress.
Cool.
I have links of my own as well.
Oh, okay, cool.
Sure. But they can decide to do that too. So
I'll do. I spent 1, so please recover 2 stress.
I'm actually trying to decide if I would resist that. I think I'm not going to,
okay, that's the choice you can make.
but consciously, I am here to help you carry your pain is the angle she's thinking of it as.
I mean, that still sounds like you're resisting. It's just you are.
Yeah.
I understand you. Let me empathize with you, for instance.
Yeah.
You getting hurt does not help it. I will explicitly state that. And,
all right.
Yeah.
I haven't done a resistance roll before.
Sun, moon, or stars.
This is gonna be moon.
Moon.
Despair or heartbreak.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's only 1 stress.
Way to go.
Instead of a level
that will
2
bump-
harm, Craig.
Oh my God, yeah.
That'll bump it down to a level 1 harm.
So I have 1 harm.
So you can just put loneliness in level
It's no
1.
longer crushing loneliness.
Yeah, it's no longer crushing.
Okay.
Lily, you hear Saraia just sob uncontrollably after having reached out over comm channels.
I'm just kind of shaking my head at her. It's like, stop talking to it.
And I think at this point, over comms, the all the analysis that Janice has done has made it to Earth and back, and they're like, okay, so again, it's Evangelion in my head, but
Yes.
that says pattern blue, so I don't know what our code name for Leviathans is here, but
cool.
there are just big warning signs that's a Leviathan. Somehow it looks like an engine, but that is the Leviathan. The giant block letters of Hephaestus pop up like a fucking like boss notification. Like,
Yeah. It's on Mars. Oh, whoa, way too close.
Way
yeah.
too close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, with some sort of like planet to moon based sniping. Yeah, that
Mhm.
doesn't seem
Mhm.
like a good thing to be anywhere near close enough. Yeah, so what do you do about this?
Well, Malphus was like
This
taking
was,
his time.
Lily.
Oh, sorry. Yes, please.
Oh, I don't know. Right now, she is still messed up, and do we fight it? Just sort of throwing that out at everyone else. Like we have to, right?
That's generally well understood to be your job.
You hear the audible judgmental silence from Malphus.
And Janice would just
Get
say,
down here
"It's our-"
then, and you fight it.
They're on their way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who
Janice
hasn't
would
been
say-
slammed into a moon and shot today?
You would hear Janice say, in like a self-effacing voice, "It's our responsibility."
Yeah, I'm not going in first. Again, you who have not been punched into a moon and shot.
And
Can
Diana
go
is
first.
ranged. Everybody knows that.
Don't have to like go in to be contributing to the fight for sure. So, if you have any ideas of what you might do,
Can I shoot it from here?
yeah.
You and Diana, right?
Yeah, I got a bow.
That's canonically a ranged attacker. So
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't know if I had like atmosphere to surface attacks.
Anime.
You can always try to do things, right? So, there's not really just like an attacking. So, kind of what do you want to be trying to do here? Are you trying to damage it? Are you trying to buy time for others to get in?
Definitely that. I want to let the people who are more suited to deal with this right now
Mm-hmm.
be able to help fight it, and I want to do what I can to enable them.
Sure. I would say this could be any number of defy, conceal, or flow.
I'll try conceal to try to
Just
Suppressive
pepper it with a bunch of
fire.
missiles and
basically give them
Macross
cover.
missile massacre.
Try to give them
Yeah.
covering fire so
Covering
they're
fire.
not also sniped when they get too
Mhm.
close.
Cool.
Yeah, no dice.
You have no dice. You could push yourself for a die. You could ask for a poison promise. You could have someone help you.
What is the promise?
The promise here is that I think you would unlock another impulse of Diana.
Mm-hmm.
I could take that. I like the idea of it basically fighting back at me as I'm trying to push it beyond what it really should be doing.
It's not necessarily fighting back against you. This could be you're leaning into its impulse currently, right? Because the
its
thing I'm
current
going
impulse?
to offer, it's currently brave and imperious. What I'm going to offer to you is principled.
Ooh,
Very Diana.
yeah.
Which would be sort of doing things by the book or doing things within your like the role that the engine is designed for.
Yeah, I like that.
That's worth a bonus die.
Awesome.
You're also immediately acting into it, so you will mark XP for this.
Just the playbook XP?
Um,
Or on the thing I'm rolling?
you can mark it in the thing you're rolling or playbook XP with that one, since it's not specified. Desperate rolls, which this will be, go straight into the stat that you're rolling.
Okay, so it's desperate position. What effect?
Standard.
And I get 1 dice. Fingers crossed.
We believe. Yeah.
Okay.
6. Great job.
Yeah, way
so
to
you
go.
do get a stars XP, and then yeah, you just absolutely start. I mean, there's more there's more missiles being fired than the motions of the mech have
It just keeps
like
splitting out
going.
from the
They
bow.
just keep they're splitting off in clusters, and there's just this like peppering of the mountain, covering it in smoke and allowing everyone to yourself included to like close down within the atmosphere a lot more and get into from like in like numenera terms like very long range down to like long range.
Sweet, cool.
Okay, sounds good.
Malphus.
Well, I mean, I'm the one with the lance and shield. And Lily is out there by herself. Okay, but yes, this is definitely going transcendent. And shield up, nearly like a jousting thing. Lance forward, just flying in under cover, just trusting. Please, Lily, don't hit me in the back again. And just body slamming into Hephaestus with a defy.
Yes.
And just like, no, you're done. No more shooting at my friends or my co-pilots.
Mm-hmm. There are definitely the smoke here is helping, going transcendent is helping as well, but there are definitely like shots to get past, like from the sniping.
Gotcha.
Before you get there, I don't think you can get like all the way there in one push.
In that case, perhaps a perceive might work better. And just like recognizing where the shots are going.
Yeah, I would say either. Perceive to act consciously about it. Flow
I'm
to
leaning into her Alcipe's calculating is kind of my thought.
Yep,
that's cool.
Same. Yeah, and that's the great thing about this list of actions is this could be defy, it could be perceive, it could be flow. It could be conceal to like dodge around in the smoke too.
Right.
So I really like the list of verbs here that
they kept them
with.
Just vague enough to have multiple uses.
Yep.
Desperate.
Yep.
Standard. Well, actually,
Standard
no.
Effect.
Limited effect because I've my. Well, no, that's right. Because
you're transcended, so you're not going to be super limited here.
Right. Well, and I also realized my harm is not. That's for emotional stuff. So.
Yep.
Okay. Yes, transcendent. And then I'm going to push myself for an additional die.
Okay.
Oop, 5. And would you agree that that goes with the calculating?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Very much so. So it doesn't deplete your transcendence, and you get an XP.
Which lets me clear my moon track, and I'm finally on the board with moon.
Way to go.
Great job.
Yep.
Is it going in perceive?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you are it's not this like full dive, full speed, it's this like back and forth, like anticipating almost like the pre-fire of the ion cannon of like you can kind of see where the smoke is starting to clear before the whole thing comes through and get there, and you manage to sort of get down and plant your feet and like lance and
Visor
and
over the shield. Yeah.
Square up, ready to draw its attention and protect your friends and all that.
Co-pilots.
What's up? I would say, I think the consequence here is that taking that longer time and dodging the shots as they're coming, it does have time to kind of like burn off some of it. And so it is good that you are here because your friends do not have that cover anymore. Come in closer if they're going to.
I dig it.
Since we started late, do we want to do a break or
I'm good to go.
Yep.
Craig?
You sure?
Good.
Okay.
Cool. So we'll just keep it rolling. So we're more towards just like a 2-hour session. Miss Janice.
Yeah. So, I'm going to revise what Janice was trying to do with Malphus before, and instead it'll be an interaction between Janice and Medea. So Janice has analyzed position, sent that information back. We now know it's a Leviathan. She's has her wits about her again, even though she's still feeling stressed and anxious and embarrassed, and also feeling a lot of feelings for Malphus because she has convinced him that his fate is going to be different. So she actually needs to think about that later. He isn't just going to, well, she now realizes he's not going to be selfless and make a tremendous mistake. Something else is likely going to happen, and she needs to figure out what that is. So coming to grips with all of that, then she shakes her head and realizes she can deal with that later, and says to Medea, "We're not in a hangar anymore. Let's try this again." So she's going to try and jump off Phobos and pounce directly on that ion cannon in a powerful demonstration of the union between pilot
you're not
and
still on the
engine.
moon. You'll have like closed in
okay.
as a group.
I misunderstood. Sorry.
Yep.
Then it would look like maybe a wolf starting a high-speed gallop. Well, not gallop, but run right down through, prepared to pounce on the neck, right?
Sure.
But do what she was doing with Diana, but instead against a foe instead of a friend.
Yeah, and Alcippe has landed, and like there's already some like the hammer swinging back and forth, and
Perfect.
like the cannon's still going independently.
Yeah. Okay.
And up close, I forgot to say this, but Malphus, up close, you can tell there is like underneath of all of the armor, there is like this like black blood Leviathan like
Corruption.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah. So Janice, what do you end up actually doing?
What are you trying
knowing
to
accomplish so we can know
she's trying to get herself into an advantageous position so that Malphus and she can attack Hephaestus together.
Cool.
So she's not trying to jump on. Sorry, go ahead. What'd you say?
Sounds like flow.
Cool. Yeah, makes sense to me.
Yeah, getting through the battlefield comfortably, agilely.
Yes.
Getting into position. Yeah, definitely some flow.
All right. Would you consider this to be a powerful thing?
I don't think so.
Okay. No worries.
You're transcended, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And yeah, it wouldn't be feral or hungry. So.
I don't think so.
Yeah. All right. Let's do it. Gonna flow. This is desperate, right?
This is gonna be risky.
Okay. Cool.
You're transcended, and Malphus has sort of drawn some of the attention. Yeah, it's a little bit more in control, but not not great.
All right. Awesome. That sounds good. see, risky, standard, transcendent. Yes.
You're welcome to push yourself and try and roll Eclipse again.
Yeah,
Do not
that's
encourage
actually
that behavior.
That's fun. Well, I definitely want to hear the poison promise. I forgot. I always want to hear them.
I think the poison promise is that you'll be more likely to get into a good position, but I think you'll be coming in really strong, and destabilize the area of the mountain that you're on.
Interesting.
Causing a second large crater for the day.
That's cool.
Kind of changing the advantageous position that you get may be derived from having changed the battlefield.
Okay. I should have described it that way. Seems like a powerful way to land. Let's see. Kind of like that. Yeah, that sounds good. And especially with this, try this again, right? It's in reverse. The crater's in the landing instead of on the takeoff.
There you go.
Yeah, cool. All right, I accept that poison promise. Thank you. Risky, standard. 2 bonus dice.
Hey.
Yes. Critical.
Yes.
Yeah, you come in, there's a cloud of dust. I won't make you do a superhero landing unless you really want it to be, but I think it's just a sort of skid down, causing a crater. Your feet are kind of skidding a little bit, and then you kind of lean down into a all fours sort of sprint.
Yes.
And come in, and I think with the critical, the something extra you get is that Medea just knows to go right for that lame leg.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that makes more sense, said the cannon. You're right. Yeah. Awesome.
And Alcippe, you're squaring off and trading blows, and all of a sudden Medea's just there, and the whole base plate of the engine has opened up and grabbed on and just tearing, shaking that leg.
Fantastic.
And you can, Janice, you can taste that black blood.
Ooh.
And it is not tasty, but there's still something pleasurable about having accomplished it, right?
Yes, satisfying.
Saraia.
Fantastic.
So Shraya's feeling like she's been fooled, and Craig has made me missing stuff. Is this a corrupted, or maybe this is a gather information? Is this a corrupted engine, or is this a Leviathan masquerading as an engine?
That is a good question to try and find out within the fiction.
Okay, I will gather information.
That message that you're hearing, brothers, sisters, I am down here, I'm waiting for you, has just continued even through the fight.
Oh.
She's really shaken by what's happened because it feels like it's been intentionally manipulating her.
Mhm.
It's hit her buttons.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to lean in on some forgive in there. She gets that acceptance, and you're not a terrible person from her partner, as a bulwark against this feeling that she's let her team down again.
Okay.
And I want to spend okay, gather information is just a straight roll, but I can spend a link.
You can sort of gather information by doing, you tell me how you're gathering it, and so if you're forgiving yourself, collecting yourself, looking out
And then reaching out through the engine
emotionally.
again
Yeah.
to see if there is an engine to engine connection there.
Yep. So it's not analyzed because you're not being like analytical about it. It's this like very it could also be perceive. Or even empathize if you wanted to do it that way. But like
I'll go for that.
Yeah.
Desperate?
Are you transcended?
No.
Yes, it's desperate.
Okay. And a reduced effect because of my harm.
Mm-hmm. So it's going to be limited effect.
But I can push myself to get standard effect.
You could.
A little close.
I want to spin that last link on Sisyphus.
Okay. To
give you 2 bonus dice.
Okay.
And I'm using a link, so I get 2 more bonus dice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Pile 'em on.
Wait, are you spending? Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, if you roll 6 dice, you're probably going to do okay about it. With some other bad dice in there, but got 2 6s, so that's great. Yeah, you take a moment to center yourself, and you can feel that brief moment of like another part of yourself calming you down and like, oh, I'm here with you, right? That's not our loneliness. And yeah, so on a what the fuck do you get on a critical for gather info? Improved effect, additional questions, or volunteered information. So you get 2 questions and 1 follow-up, and then I'll tell you some more stuff.
Okay.
Awesome.
Is this a corrupted engine? Or is it a Leviathan masquerading as an engine?
So generally the game wants you to ask like the questions that are on your gather info.
How are X and Y connected?
Okay.
Engine engine and Leviathan connected?
Both.
Ooh.
You understand that it is both. It is a Leviathan god and it is a corrupted engine.
Okay. And it has to be stuff from my sheet, right?
Generally, yep. So you get another question and then a follow-up little, like, lean into one of those questions, which can be like off script a little bit more.
Okay. And then maybe a volunteer information or something.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the engine or the Leviathan that feels alone?
Ooh. That's totally a Saraia question.
Yep. The Leviathan.
Ooh, cool.
Okay.
You're able to. Here's the volunteered information. It is a corrupted engine. It is corrupted beyond what you think could be recovered. And so by answering that, like, who here feels alone? The engine does not feel.
That makes me feel so much better.
Yeah.
Safety's off, boys.
Suddenly the lance gleams.
Yeah, you could have like a little bonus question to lean into either of those if you wanted.
Is the loneliness a source of strength or a weakness? Like, to translate that into other things you might know, is the supernal truth of this thing that it is loneliness, or is it feeling an absence
I think
that I might exploit.
It does feel an absence, right?
Okay.
It is incredibly used to feeling alone, but it is not defined by that.
Okay.
Or it would not normally be defined by that. But this thing has been here. That's I think some more volunteered information that you're like really starting to dive in. You're feeling protected by your embodiment of your relationship, and you are able to not feel lonely as you are diving in and parsing this out. And yeah, you recognize that it has been here for a while. There are no records, like, because I think you all have been trying to pull up like any records of like lost engines and everything. There's no records of anything here that are available to your sources that are in your engines and stuff. Probably means it was, blacked out.
Or the records are destroyed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's what you get. A lot of information. Lily.
One last thing. Can I blow my last connection to clear 2 stress?
Sure. Lily, battle has been joined. It is fierce and I think intimidating. You can tell me how Lily feels because that's a big part of this game, but I kind of imagine still being kind of new to the piloting program and stuff. Like at some points during the battle, there's a bit of an overwhelming feeling for sure.
It's definitely a lot because
Yeah.
this is probably the first time she's like fought a thing since the time when she had to at the beginning.
Absolutely.
So she's a little, again, she's having a real bad time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just very shaken, shocked at this thing, which is both a Leviathan and an engine. But like, can that happen to ours?
As you look at your right hand that is black compared to the whiteness of the pure whiteness of the rest of the engine.
I'm still just gonna try to take it out.
Okay.
Step up. We gotta do our job, right?
This feels more direct, confrontational. I think this is going to be more of a defy.
That's what I was thinking. Like, I don't have stats in these things I'm trying to do. This is like the first time I'm trying to do them, so it makes sense.
It makes sense. Yeah, it's great.
I'm just gonna square up with my bow and my engine's resolve of
absolutely.
This is what we do. This is what we're here for.
Absolutely.
And just lean into it's brave, principled.
Yep. Yeah, you're pulling on brave and principled here for sure. I want to mark that down on this. So you'll have a bonus die from brave, and you'll mark XP from principled.
Okay. Is that if I succeed or just in general?
That's just if you do it.
Okay. Is it risky, standard? What's our?
This is going to be desperate limited for you. Part of the fun of your unlikely hero is that not having that transcendence means you are like a class below of everything else that is going on and what your teammates are capable of right now. And
it's okay. You generate lots of XP.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I only get better once I have like saved someone's life.
Yeah.
So
I mean, which theoretically could, if people stop rolling crits, could be any time now.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm rolling my 1 die.
Yes.
Sad.
Ooh.
Um,
I'm gonna do the thing, but go ahead.
You like swoop down in on the scene, and there's this big draw up power. That in addition to the missile, there's like energy feeding from the promethium of the core of the engine, and it's just like charging up with this like spiral. And I think that like you are pushing yourself so hard to do this, and yet like the engine is like not getting enough from you, right? And then that cannon just like swoops around from like turns completely around on its shoulder and just blasts you again.
I have to try.
Is
to
what I would
that.
say if Drew wasn't about to do something.
Yeah. This is where it's okay. It's okay, folks at home. I'm not using pathetic. I'm just jaded about this. I'm gonna put this in chat just for it. I can expend my special armor to resist any consequence of your rival's actions or to act before your rival does. But because I'm transcendent, all other protagonists count as my rival.
Yep.
Yes.
So yeah, this is marked my special armor. And this I think is maybe the shot going off and just I'm there with the shield and just the really bored shield block. Boonk. Lily, you move out of that. Go ahead.
So this is going to be starting at a tier 3 harm. Because this is like a point blank thing, and you're like planted in like it is a well aimed.
Oh, that's true. I still have to do the resist. That's right.
Yes.
This is the thing that severely damaged me in the atmosphere.
Yeah. So because you're expending your special armor to resist it, you are bumping it down to a tier 2. Gotcha. You can further resist that if you wish, or you can just take the tier 2 harm instead of Lily, or instead of Lily.
No, I'll go ahead and resist because why wouldn't I? And this is Sun, right?
Definitely Sun.
So he rolls the resistance, not me.
Yep. Correct. I'm in the way.
Okay.
Your friend has gotten hurt to cover your ass.
I see in the book that you don't need to be transcended to use special armor.
Depending on the special armor you get.
In this particular case, I have to.
No, I get that. I get with. It's just I had a misunderstanding earlier, right? I thought it was just when transcending. I asked, so I'm just noting that in case anybody else is confused.
Oh,
whoa! What?
222. So that's 4 stress. Hey, Drew, how many stress does that put you at?
You had none?
No. I am now in danger of eclipse.
Yes!
Why don't you read off the Outsiders?
Yep.
Eclipse prompt.
But before we do that, what is the result of the harm?
It's going to be a tier 1 harm.
Okay.
Just call it battle damage.
Sure. Just that way I keep that. And this one's perfect too. Your friends, co-pilots, are leeches and sycophants who will never wield real power. The strong do not owe the weak an explanation. Pursue your goals in the most violent and cruel manner you can, doubly so if you could put your rival in their place.
Oh!
Thank you, Lily. And right now I'm transcendent. You're all... Well, actually, I'm no longer transcendent.
You're no longer transcendent.
Okay, so this is all Janice's fault.
There we go.
Yep.
This is going to be good.
Depending on my roll.
Let's get rolled then.
Moon or stars? Moon or stars? Let's see here.
Same, up to you.
Yeah, panic and social pressure, despair and heartbreak. Yeah, we'll go moon.
You want at least a 4 on this.
Yes, get a 4.
That's a 3, baby.
Woo! Yeah.
All right.
We doing it.
You were in eclipse. You are
double eclipse, yo.
Well, not anymore. You're out of it.
Janice is out.
Oh, sorry, that's right. I'm not in it. What I was
2 in one
anticipating
time.
something that I think might happen. So
fair.
I'm pretty close.
Yep.
Yes.
So, I escape Eclipse when I see that my rival isn't intimidated by you, and the two of you accomplish something together. You may choose a new rival. So that's on you, Janice.
Ooh. All right. I'm ready for it.
Get
Also,
impressive.
How do I
Mhm.
change into
do you mean?
Eclipse?
What do you mean?
I don't. Okay.
You just mark it.
Yeah,
you
don't.
just
start
put
working
it
down.
start counting
stress
down instead.
dots.
Okay. Fun.
Great job. Love it. Everyone's doing a great job.
Yes.
You're all very good at this piloting thing.
We're
So-
so good at this.
So yeah, this is where I imagine Alcipe loses the shield. Right, it gets
I
wrecked
think the
by the
shield is
attack,
completely blasted off.
and
You've got
they're
like
Malphus
battle
is-
damage. Like it's not like because I didn't damage the
Right.
actual engine itself. It didn't lose strength, so it's not like permanent thing. It's just like the shield gets blasted off. You got to grab it if you wanted to, or if you just want to go. Probably not.
Nope, not right now.
This whole offense now.
Yeah.
So
Two-handed
Janice-
that lance, and yeah, just snapping at Lily about move.
Ralph, if you're talking, I'm not hearing you.
No, I'm not talking. No, I was waiting.
Okay.
It's up to you.
Great. Thank you. Yeah. I had accidentally spoken over you before, so I was pausing.
You're good.
So Janice, I think, recognizes what's happening. She was just in Eclipse. Malphus is acting erratic. Might not be sure that he's having the same thing, but he's behaving in a way that means that we need to be careful. And Medea is eager, I think, to wrench that leg and drag Hephaestus to the ground in preparation for a decisive bite to the throat.
Sure.
But Janice has her wits about her, so she's going to do what she's best at, which is very carefully trying to integrate her actions with someone else's, analyzing the situation, or recognizing what would be the best use of that wrenching of the leg, such that Hephaestus is going to be in a position wherein Alcipe's feral strike will actually land home.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what she's trying to do. Like, going to let Medea lean into her desire to just tear Hephaestus's leg apart, but not in a way that's going to imperil the plan she had already chosen, which was allowing Malphus and Janice to work together well.
Cool. This sounds like flow to me.
All right, sounds good to me. Do any of the engine's attributes apply?
I think powerful.
Cool.
Controlling the situation, yeah.
Yeah.
That works for me. Awesome. Take that die. Sweet. Let's see. Don't got any links.
I think for you, this is going to be risky.
Okay.
And standard.
All right, sounds good. Excuse me. Let's see. I'm always eager to hear the poison promise because it creates interesting situations. But it might also push myself depending upon what's going on.
I mean, if anyone has any ideas for poison promise, you're welcome to vocalize them.
Poison.
I think. Okay, here's the poison promise.
Yes.
Is that staying gripping onto this spoiled leg
Mhm.
and continuing to engage in this like physical, visceral melee combat with it is getting more and more of Medea exposed to this like black blood.
Oh, that's a good one. Let me
Which, you
think
know,
real quick.
Could be bad, could be fine, you know? We haven't established
Yes.
whether that's bad yet.
We don't
No,
know
we
how
haven't.
this
It's just
engine
a-
got
It's
corrupted.
just a fiction, you know?
Yes, you're right.
It's an
You're right,
element
it
of the
totally
fiction
is.
going on.
I think that Medea wants to feast on the blood.
That's fair.
I think Janice doesn't. You know what? I am regretfully probably going to have to decline that.
Rip.
And the reason why is I think that it's so I want to say yes because I want that to happen. But I think Janice, having just experienced so much social stress from her own mistakes, and having witnessed what happened with Diana, and then commenting that leaning into the impulses of the engine leads to problems when she witnessed Saraia and Diana before, thinks that perhaps that wouldn't be a good idea. I'm also happy to make a fortune. I think making a fortune won't be, whether or not Medea or Janice leans into it. I think that would be good. Is that okay with you? I make a fortune roll and see if I accept the fortune promise.
Sure.
Cool. Yep. 1 die. Let's say even. Janice stays even. Odd.
Sure.
Medea does something
It's gonna be
odd. Yep. All right.
All right.
Let's do it.
+1 die, bathing in the black blood of your enemies.
Wonderful. Cool. Medea likes it. All right. So we're at risky. Risky, standard. We're transcendent. We got 2 dice for powerful and poison promise. Come on, crit. Nope, not a crit.
5.
Yep, 5 still good.
Okay. Yeah, so the consequence here, you get in some good damage on it. You're
Yeah.
creating openings. We'll talk about those openings for people in a second. But you are just, it's that like a dog shaking a toy. Like
Okay,
you're
yeah.
throwing this thing around and you are just getting covered in this blood.
Yeah.
And you feel that the blood, and you can even feel like the mech itself as it comes in contact with you, this Leviathan engine, is like heating up.
Oh.
And at one point you kind of slam it into the ground, into this crater that you've already sort of created. And it reaches out with its hand that is free with its hammer and crashes it down into the ground.
Yeah.
And you all feel a lot of rumbling.
Oh no.
From the volcano we're on.
Yep.
Lava time.
It makes no sense. It is a completely dead volcano in our understanding of the world, but you know.
Well, we also didn't
Not
know
if the
there was.
Leviathans are around.
We didn't know there was a Leviathan on it.
Exactly. You feel something deep within Mons Olympus beginning to happen.
Fun.
Fantastic.
This is a resistible consequence.
Great. Yes.
So I think you have a very fitting for the time traveler, a flash of this is what's about to happen.
Yes. Cool.
So if you want to resist the imminent firing up of the volcano, you can.
Yes. And I would like to do it using my special armor.
Great.
So I'll put that. Yeah, here we go. Saw it coming.
Great. Yeah, surprise or misfortune. Yeah, very fitting.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I think what it is you go and you kind of, you're about to like slam him into the ground, and then you feel that coming, and you kind of stop being like wolfed out mode and reach over and you like catch the hammer.
Yes.
That's good.
And it is a brutal hit. And that that feedback just like shakes through your arm and your whole mech and everything. Not actually a harm or anything, but
yeah, I gotcha.
And you definitely are welcome to like call out over comms, like he's gonna make it blow.
Yeah. That's what she'd say. That sounds great. I like that language. Awesome.
Lily.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the volcano has stopped, but this thing has also now kicked into another gear, and I think you and Malphus are on the back foot fighting this thing now, whereas it had been like fairly in hand,
Yeah, that makes
like
sense.
relatively in hand between the two of you. Now it is like
Yeah.
this cannon is not a sniper anymore. It is just like a laser being waved around, slicing through things, and is striking out with this hammer, trying to come to blows with you and stuff like that.
Cool.
Can I sort of pause for a second and try to do an analyze?
Mhm.
I want to try to see try to figure out something I can do to deal with the cannon.
Mhm.
Like see like how it's attached to its body. If there's some way I can work on,
Snipe it off.
yeah, either slicing it off or shutting it down.
Absolutely. Analyze is great with that.
Yeah, awesome.
Brute force throwing myself at things is
Has not worked out well so far.
correct thing to do, but it's not what I'm good at.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to. I'm a mechanic. How do I disassemble this?
And I would not necessarily agree that Diana's like principled correct thing to do is like you should not shy away. You should not be scared.
I don't mean like for that. I meant like as a pilot, we're meant to go fight the things.
Yes, correct. But you also need to be smart about it.
I'm going to put on a mechanic hat for a second.
Great, love it.
Such a Blue Ranger.
I don't know that this fits in with any of the
any of its
engine stuff.
But you do have a dot of analyze. This is going to be desperate. I think this is a really good battle tactic, so I think it would be in better circumstances it would be great. So I think this is going to be a standard.
Awesome.
This does have a -1 dice from your nerve burnout.
Right. So it would be 0.
You can push yourself for a die.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. That's take 2 stress. That puts me at a very risky position, but I want to succeed.
Yeah.
I can think of a way to assist potentially.
Absolutely.
Be a flashback, maybe. So Janice has accepted that Diana will not permit her to ride her, or that might pilot her. And then her interaction with Sisyphus let her recognize that there might still be insight to following up on that bond. And the utility is sharing that with others who can pilot Diana. So the flashback is right before this mission where we're going to go out and put Diana through her paces. Janice comes to talk to Lily, and Lily might be expressing a lot of feelings, perhaps seems nervous about it. I'm not trying to role play Lily, but just, Janice comes to suggest some things that are encouraging, regardless of what Lily is feeling, and saying, hey, Diana is an engine that will lean greatly into forthright action. And what I've experienced when I lean into my own biases about analyzing the circumstances is if you declare what is most interesting to Diana, Diana will take the rest of the steps and then give you the answers you want.
Great.
Okay.
So that'll be a die from the assist. That'll cost you yeah, I think that's only a 1 die flashback or one stress flashback, so that's free.
Sweet.
So
I don't know if I have the harm track filled out right on my thing, because I don't think it's automatically subtracting a die for me.
I don't think it does automatically.
Okay.
It doesn't feed in like that.
Okay, well, even if we remove the last one, it's a
Still
6.
6.
Great.
Awesome. Heck
Um,
yeah.
well, you still get another XP.
My analyze XP, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the desperate roll.
Yes.
And yeah, you. I think you have the analyze, and you still didn't get that shot off from before. You were still like charging it up, and so that analyze is like actually getting the pinpoint.
Right there.
And yeah, it's this like energy blast missile, just right to the connection point of the shoulder, and I think it's like, and it's also the right arm, so that hammer is also like, he's you can see it's like slowed down or done some damage there, and yeah, the cannon, which was just like swinging around, firing its laser, is just like chunks off to the ground and like immediately starts disintegrating.
Whoa.
Oh, it turns into blood.
Yep.
Okay.
The Leviathan blood, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Saraia.
A little overwhelmed. I think I'm going to keep the pressure up.
Cool.
Leaving with another attack.
And Lily, I will tell you, I think you feel that like you are, for the first time today, that you have done something well, and you are in the place you need to be, and you can feel that like burgeoning like something as you feel Diana reach out to you, and that power like growing within you.
That perhaps you are a real hero.
Yes.
What does Saraia do?
Yeah, a lot going on. I think I'll try an attack through Defy.
Sure.
Desperate, I presume.
Yeah, if you're physically attacking it, for sure.
Big mace, right?
Yeah, the big mace for sure. You also can approach this from an emotional standpoint too. Like there is a burden that you have come to understand, that like this is now mostly not an engine.
Mhm.
But like I could see an angle where Saraia would be feeling like she wants to like forgive the engine for its like failure and like having been corrupted and stuff like that, and like you have an inkling that you don't think it's feeling much and it's mostly gone, but like that
Alright.
still feels like a very Saraia thing, so I just wanted to like kind of put that in thought into
Cool. I wasn't.
like that.
Yeah, I was having trouble conceptualizing how I would do an emotional attack, but I like
Yeah,
that.
for sure.
Good.
Mhm.
That's beautiful.
Okay. I'm out of links.
Feel like the meme. You guys had links?
Do you want to transcend?
I want to. I don't know if there's necessarily a benefit to it, but
The benefit is you are better at fighting, and
You do
doing
everything
things.
better.
You don't start at automatic desperate
okay.
position.
Yeah. Okay. I will transcend then.
Mhm. What does that look like as you transcend in Sisyphus?
In Sisyphus.
Dude, the mace becomes the fucking ball and chain.
Ooh.
No.
Yeah.
It's my mech, Craig.
I'm piloting it and I'm transcending.
Transcendence can definitely look different for different people.
Absolutely, yeah.
Given back.
I think the mace sort of transforms into a sun, like a glowy ball of energy and warmth.
Cool.
I would say
True.
This scene, you just well up and you're feeling so much, and you see this chaos going on around you, and Saraia is just driven to this like feeling of like sorrow for this engine. And why don't you go ahead and roll? But the way I'm seeing this animated is you can just you're getting Sisyphus far enough up that you can see the sun rise just over top of the boulder.
Saraia
That's
gonna
so
smite
cool.
with the power of friendship. Let's see this.
Yes. That's so
I'm,
good.
Tempted to do some bonus dice.
Yes, do it.
Do it.
I am riding the edge.
Yes. That's what we do.
If you push yourself, you will have to roll Eclipse. Oh
Well,
no!
Well.
So that was not desperate limited. I will tell you that.
Oh, okay.
But that is definitely a failure.
Mm-hmm. And I have to roll Eclipse.
If you push yourself for a bonus die, then yes.
I still have one dot left of my stress track.
no, that you're fine.
Oh, that was after. I didn't
Yeah.
know you had done it already. Yep, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah, you're almost like taking steps forward through the chaos and reaching out, and this like wielding the. I think this is Imperious.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't deplete your Transcendence track, and you get an XP.
Excellent.
Okay.
And it's this sort of you're like walking forward confidently through the battlefield, and like slam the haft of the mace down onto the ground as a more of like a regal scepter instead of a weapon.
Mhm.
And you just like you're trying to radiate this forgiveness to the engine, and it does not reach, and you are convinced it is truly gone, and in the desperation of this fight, as parts of it are being ripped off and destroyed, that there is only Leviathan left.
Oh.
And I think the consequence here is that Sisyphus takes the brunt of that like emotional backlash here. It's going to cost you strength.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm dinging up my baby.
And no
All
harm
right,
to me or
Eclipse
anything.
boy.
Yes. Come
No harm
on,
to me or
Mr.
anything,
Eclipse.
right?
What's up?
No harm to me or anything.
Nope, just into the engine.
Yep, putting it down. Especially with Medea having grappled it effectively. The laser's no longer in the way.
Yep.
The hammer, no.
Yeah,
Malphus,
especially in your like
Eclipse.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's time, and I can do this. I'm the one that's strong enough to do this. Yeah.
Yep. So just a can I push myself while in Eclipse?
You sure can.
Okay.
It'll cost you 2 stress.
Yep. That's fine.
This is going to be a desperate standard effect.
How many dice do you have after pushing yourself?
Pushing myself gets 1 die, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
How many
I
total?
will be at 2 dice.
2 dice? I think I want to assist, if that's okay.
And
Okay.
I think it would
then
just be a physical assist and take the stress to
Mhm.
like try and maneuver Hephaestus in
great.
position. Great. I'll mark a stress. Right in the line, baby. Right in the line.
that gives me 2 total bonus die.
Yes. Come on.
Thank you.
That's it.
Heck yeah.
Take that XP.
Excellent.
Yeah, there's a moment where Medea has just sort of like grappled the hammer hand, and the missile comes in, and after the cloud of smoke, you see this disintegrating laser cannon on the ground, and you just full on just like shove this lance.
Yeah, it
directly
looks like
through the
big
core.
two-handed spear rather than
Mhm.
the
right through the core of
Mm-hmm.
what used to be an engine.
Right.
And there is a palpable, just like psychic backlash
Ooh.
to all of you.
Yeah, makes
And I
sense.
think you all are unconscious
Oh yeah, makes sense to me. It's just that bad.
That tracks.
for a few
Go out.
moments.
Mhm.
Both you and the engines, right? There's like
Yeah.
it's like a few minutes, and then there's like boot ups, and then all the comms are coming in like they are like angry and terrified because they've just lost all signals from you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there is like a couple pieces of like scrap metal and stuff, but for the most part just a empty crater. Not even any of that black blood that was there before.
Wow.
Any left
Yeah.
on Medea?
Nope.
Sweet.
This will be a fun thing to explain later.
Mm-hmm.
We don't kill these things.
You all don't. And then Malphus just like
Malphus is in Eclipse just saying, I am the first pilot in history
To ever kill a Leviathan.
Yep.
This is perfect.
Pick up lance, pick up shield, and it's not even like a jump. It's
just a slow ascent.
the ominous float. Yep. Fuck this, I'm done.
That's hilarious.
There's just like a swelling music.
One-winged angel.
Not even one-winged angel. I'm going into Evangelion, where every time something super fucked up is happening, it's like a German children's song.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yes.
Little Calm Sister Todd going on. Yeah. So we'll call the mission there. Obviously, there's gonna be
Ooh.
fallout and things here.
Yep.
Yeah.
We can wrap up a little bit.
Cool. That's
Um,
awesome.
yeah, you.
So
You
milk
definitely-
run. We're just gonna go take Diana out. Nobody believed you, Chris.
Everyone believed me.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone, even all those people at home, definitely believed me.
If
This is
you
just
if
an
you
easy
didn't
thing.
believe in Chris, comment in the chat or
Don't believe in
comment
me.
on the YouTube.
Believe in you that believes in me.
Nobody.
So this was a tier 2 mission.
Yes.
Somebody give me a die roll. One singular die.
I can
We've
do it.
all gotten to do it. How about Ash gets a chance?
Oh, that's
I
right.
didn't do it. Is there anything I click or just type?
Fortune roll on the right
Fortune.
column. Just ask you how many dice you want to do.
That's bad, yes.
Might be.
It might be.
Depends.
Yeah.
It's
Isn't
fitting.
stress. Yeah.
Then it's bad, yeah.
It's fitting. Our result is strife breaks out in the Bastion.
Yes. Yes. I'm so
Yeah.
happy.
Every time we leave.
It's so good.
Yeah, you all make your way back. There is a huge amount of debriefing.
Yes.
There is like analysis from like the records, the local records from your mechs and everything like that.
Yeah.
There's some time. There will be in the future downtime for your things.
Yep.
And basically the strife that breaks out is whether or not people believe, whether or not factions of the government believe that you all killed a Leviathan.
Yes. I figured. That's awesome.
Because there's no evidence.
Yeah, tons of recordings.
And I think fitting the narrative of this, like, this is why we have to have a draft, because otherwise we wouldn't find these people if we were just relying on volunteers. Like, there is this like burgeoning almost cult of fanaticism around Malphus within the like sort of religious orders. Like you are, congrats, you're the chosen one now. I'm sure this will only go well for you.
Reluctant king. It's so good.
Excuse me, reluctant? Have you met Malphus?
No, I mean, not being a king. I mean, becoming
Mhm.
Yeah,
a pilot and then a
Mhm.
chosen one.
It's just
right?
too
That's,
good of a story for them to not push it.
Right.
Yes,
It fits within so many good like propaganda that they can make and stuff.
it's so good.
Meanwhile, I'm over here like
mhm.
because I imagine publicly I'm not a pilot.
I think you're
Um,
publicly a pilot. Your
yes,
past as being a
publicly
mechanic
your
is
past
covered.
has been.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You've always been a pilot.
Of course, yes.
They found you. The oracles
Yeah.
found you, put you into the system.
There's probably
But-
some great CG imagery and
We
stuff
have
of you as
some behind the scenes connections to all the mechanics. And we had already established at the end of the first mission that there's a rift growing between the sort of mechanical
Oh, yeah.
development arc of the government and also the religious part. And so that is where the strife is heading, and like it is coming to like it's not quite like civil war, but like it is like hardcore political stuff happening, and people are being like exposed for all sorts of political crimes and blackmail is happening, and there is a lot going on in the Bastion. And our readiness track reduces by half.
Oof.
3,
Oh, jeez.
so we lose 4.
I was to say, hang on. Give me that one back.
Mm-hmm. It like if you click down, it gets rid of the one that you click in, rather than going to that. Yeah, we'll do some XP after this. Off screen, and we're gonna that kind of wrapped up perfectly.
That was so good.
Everybody's right where they need to be.
With the obligations and the downtime next time, we can really dive into some more of this. What's happening in the Bastion? And
yes, please.
That's great
so
roll,
good.
Ash. I really am thankful for this.
Perfect, yes.
Our other options could have been a 4 or 5 would have gotten you an engine goes dormant, and a
Very
6
bad.
would have been a pilot is reprimanded.
Oh, wow. I know.
Wait, you mean we haven't had one of them reprimanded so far?
Ah,
Because it sure felt like it.
Well, there's getting yelled at, and then there's the formal reprimand, which probably has a lot of propaganda and parading about to it. Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyone that is not an Eclipse can clear their stress track
Wonderful.
Like completely?
Yep.
To the end.
between missions.
Yep. And then at the start, just like you did it,
You
you
roll.
roll,
Yeah.
see what your starting stress is.
I just remembered. So Malphus's last roll when you killed that Leviathan that was assisted. If you're an Eclipse, when you get an assist, you also get to reduce
Because you don't clear
one of the
stress.
Eclipse stress, or what is
Clear
it?
stress.
Eclipse stress. No? Okay.
Because that was
Gotcha.
something that back when you had first gone into Eclipse, we had discussed. But nope, it's just a
No,
countdown.
I don't mean get out of
Yeah.
Eclipse, but I mean.
No,
okay,
I know.
cool.
The same
Want to
thing.
make sure I understand. Great. Thanks.
I would say that the setup and everything, that in the face of your like prepared to kill this Leviathan of Medea being there, and like very very easily could have been like special beam cannoned by your attack. It would qualify if you wish as an event to get you out of Eclipse, but that would require
Ooh.
Malphus to like realize those emotions and everything.
I think that would be a good like next.
And think about it.
Talking about it. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, that seems good.
We just need to
process it.
decide that before we go into obligation, because if you take obligation in Eclipse, you're going to be dangerous.
Yep. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Anyways,
How
what's up?
do I edit my special ability? Just switch it.
Oh, we can show you when
Yeah.
we're off camera.
Oh, I see.
Yep. Um, so, with that, we will just thank you all for having joined us. We hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I did.
So good.
This one worked out
I
really
feel like
well.
I got to do some really good. This felt like as good as the train disaster
Yes.
in Blades in the
Yes.
Dark, as much
Yes,
as
it
it
was
was
so
total
good.
clusterfuck.
Yeah.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
And yeah, I like when like the actions that y'all choose feed into like giving me cool things to do. And fortunately, Ralph didn't let me blow up a volcano on Mars. Yeah, this was something that was like, oh yeah, what isn't it? I was like, isn't it Olympus?
Yeah.
Oh, this is too
Mhm.
perfect. I'm putting
This
the
It's
is
goth
so
on
on,
there.
good.
yeah.
Yep.
On brand.
But thank you all for joining us. If you want to come talk about what you just watched and hang out on Discord and talk about, I don't know, birds and Baldur's Gate 3 and other things like Baldur's Gate 3,
Yep.
Show us your Baldur's Gate 3 characters.
show us Rosie's. The link for that is eatinto.space, which again, loving that it's relevant again.
Yes.
And then if you want to support us on monetarily, come and check us out on Patreon, staylucky.club. And I forget what I said to sign off last time. Stay
Say
magical.
magical.
Yeah.
Bye.
Later, folks.